Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Laurel Park. Naomi Trucker alongside Keith Fustel here. So glad
There
to
we
be
are.
back at Laurel. We've concluded the Pimlico meet. We're back
hmm
again at our,
hmm
usual track.
Yeah, I guess our normal home, as you call it. We're here most of the year, about 98% of our racing days, right here at lovely Laurel Park, and we couldn't ask for a beautiful day to kickstart our summer meet. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous out here. If you can join us, please do so. We are off the turf, unfortunately, this afternoon. Had some rain in the area. Hopefully, we can get back on it tomorrow. 'Cause these cars were tough. Now, I mean, I got through the first 3 days doing the morning lines, and they were confusing to me. So they're that confusing. I guess I'm easily confused, but no, I think we're going to see some value along the way. Some tricky races to decipher at Laurel for this opening weekend for the summer meet.
Yeah, main track is fast, and of course, we do hope to be back on the beautiful tour, of course, that you
hmm
can see out
Yeah.
there. And we're going to kick off a 9 race card with 2-year-olds in race number
hmm
1, 4.5 furlongs distance here. Started that early pick 5, maiden a special weight. And there's a couple of first-time starts in here. Now, there's a few that's also already run before,
hmm
actually only 2
Yeah.
of them. One of them is the one that I have on top, currently taking money 5-2 on Pompous Prince for trainer Tim Saltzman. JD Acosta takes a ride. Was very, very fast from the gate last time out. Separated himself from the field, tired belatedly. But that 56 buyer could certainly hold up in a
Yeah.
field like this. And if JD conserves his energy a touch better, I'd say he sees out the 4.5, no problem.
Obviously, has proven the speed is there. I mean, Rapid opens up 4 in debut, 52 and 4 the winning time. You get sub 53 here on these early 2-year-old races. That's pretty sharp. That being said, I just don't like that you give up the lead. I mean, you're 4 clear. You're supposed to win that race in debut. They paid 35,000. They want to get a return right now. Really looking at the breeding of some of these horses, I couldn't find a whole lot of like debut winners in the family and everything like that. But I've got a stat for Jerry Robb that seems to work pretty good. It's a smaller percentage, but you're talking Jerry Robb, you're talking 2-year-olds. He does great work, he and his whole team. Look at this, the last 3 years in the dirt. When he targets these maiden special weight events, 3 for 7, 5 for 7 in the money ROI, close to $4, 385. General JR, you get Christian Olmo. Holy Boss, the Stallion, the Sire, 16% with the first time starters. I
I
like
did
that
see
as
that as
well.
well, yep.
You go back to the second Dan, who won her debut by 6, running a 64 buyer figure. So that's enough for me to persuade me to kind of take a little shot to upset this one horse with the 2, General JR.
Yeah, I use him underneath, but the Jerry Robb stable certainly specializes in getting those 2-year-olds going, getting them out on track, and hoping to kind of, in a way, beat everyone else in terms of preparations of the 2-year-olds. If you get them ready a touch early, perhaps some of the others aren't ready to go
Yeah.
just yet, and you can snatch up a couple of early races here, like the one that's coming up in race 1.
He had one the other day at Pimlico, right? Had one win right out of the box, and that was a little fractious in the post spray. That's the other thing. You kind of got to watch these
Yeah.
2-year-olds in the paddock, out on the track, see how they behave. Hopefully, they don't lose it before they get to the gate.
That's what I like to do. Just look at how they look in the paddock. How calm, cool, collected. Are they enjoying themselves, or are they overwhelmed and they're going to leave that race on the track? And sometimes you do see that when they start free sweating and they just kind of are fighting the whole experience a little bit instead of taking it in. Now, we
Sure.
both use Smart and Fast, and number 5 as well for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. Worked a bullet on the 21st of May. J-Ron won his first title here at Laurel. Now, he wasn't able to defend his crown at Pimlico, but he should probably relish getting back on this track.
He's right back with some live mounts, no doubt, these first 3 days as we head back and start the summer meet. But yeah, congrats, fine, can get a young horse to win. Mare was very versatile. 7 for 18, one turf, one dirt, topped at a 76. Now 0 for 4 with the first time starters, but 3 winning siblings as my earpiece goes out. Claudio, 2-year-olds. He's a little better like the maiden claim. He's the maiden special weights. He's 2 for 21 with the firsters in the maiden special weight races the last few years, but hard to dismiss in this shorter field. A barn that's shown to be capable of getting a young horse to win.
Very much so. Race
Yep.
number 2 is on the main track, 5.5 hours on the dirt. Early pick 4, as we've come used to. Starts right here, Keith.
Yep.
How are you playing it today?
Got a little $18 ticket to get you started. See if we can kick off this meet with a bang. 110, no more mass will be a little bit of a price, I still think. If this race comes off the main track, stays at 5.5 furlongs. Miss Obey. Speed from the outside, going to be dangerous there with Alberto Delgado. Race 3 with the 4, 6, and 7. No real value there. Go to the 4th. 2, 3, and 5. I think your best shot for an upset here is going to be the 2. Make the way clear. We'll need some speed to set things up for that closing run. Wrap it up with the 3 and the 11. Nautilus first time going here for Jamie Ness in the 5th. $18 ticket, not too costly. We're not looking to hit the grand slam, but something's, in that maybe $150 to $250, $300 range would be nice to get us started.
I think it's the same price as my late pick 4
Okay.
as well. So kind of a little bit spready, doing the same thing. Couldn't land on the signal, but going a little deeper in races that I'm hoping we might see some value develop. Race number 2, we both landed on the number 10 in here. As we've said, we are on the main track. She's a main track only entry, Miss Old Bay, so gets exactly what she was hoping to do. She's going to jump from gate 7. She returns for another season now as a 5-year-old. Her works are very, very strong in the mornings, indicating that she's going to be happy to return here. She's won after brief layoffs in the past, which I think is a good indicator that she can fire again here.
And I think the key here, right, she's protected. They brought her back off of some breaks. She's run for the tag. Not this time. The works are telling her it's a go right now, and I think she has the ability to sit just off of it if necessary. The 6-horse Strike Magic is very quick. The blinkers have gone on. This horse has gotten the speed. Major excuse last time, so I'll throw a line through that race. So if the 6 really wants to go, I think Miss Old Bay can sit just outside of her and try to take it from the top of the stretch home. Looking for that rallying type, I think the one No More Mass back in the Salzman barn is definitely capable of making a run from just off of it.
Yeah, and first fight they claim, like you said, and she actually does quite well with her tactical ability. I wonder if they're going to just try and at least hold that position on the rail.
Yes.
Or you might see the 10 and the 6, like we've discussed, kind of come over, and No More Mass can take back, sit behind them, and perhaps either split them or go around them.
I think she's going to be fine. I think she's got enough positional speed, stay within a couple lengths into the turn. I don't think, they might get away from her a little bit, but she has the ability, I think, to find more of the final quarter of a mile. But the key is to stay out of trouble. Don't check sharply. Nothing to get her off her game after that, in that first opening quarter of a mile.
Yeah, race number 3 is a $5,000 claiming event. Known as a 2 lifetime for fillies and mares, 3-year-old and up. 5.5 furlongs the distance here. And we'll start with our joint top selection in this spot. That is Dixieland Dancer, the number 7 for trainer Michael Simone. Steep drop for a filly that has shown that she can take them all the way. She rolled 3 starts ago at the maiden 10 level. Then they stepped her up to just a couple of tougher fields. I think this is where she belongs. This is something that Tim Tulloch used to always say as well. When you break the from maiden 10, you want to go to the $5,000 level because it's kind of a good step up from the maiden 10.
And they reached a little bit after the claim. I mean, she took some play off the number 3 races back. The thing that concerns me, she was a vet scratch on the 27th of May. A little concerning here, but she draws outside. She's beaten a horse like some of mine before. Look at the last race. They chased a very fast pace, got away from her a little bit. Speed was holding pretty good that they just couldn't make up ground. I think it's going to be all systems go from the outside.
And what about on her inside, Watch Your Tone? She's pretty fast early too. The only thing with her is that she possibly needs to corner a touch better, but it does seem she's gaining experience with every start.
Well, that's the key. You're going to have your 4th different rider right now in 4 starts, so she's got a mind of her own, it looks like, around the turn. I know one thing, you don't want to be outside of her. Lapped on her outside, maybe leaving the 3/8. So she's going to want to get out. She likes to make that move out to the hot dog stand. Was able to recover last time and easily came back to win. But I think the barn's a little frustrated. That's why you're going to see her right back in for the nickel.
Yeah, and look, there's just an abundance of pace in here. We even use a pace horse underneath as well. Some is 9. She's proven that she can sit closer. Did take herself about 12 tries to break her maiden, but she did get there in the end. Trying against first-time winners last time out at the claiming 10 level. Held herself well. She was dueling on the lead there with a vengeance. I think she's going to receive some pressure again, but she's shown that she kind of battles back. Yeah,
I mean, she's basically in her top form right now. She's going to have to deal with other speed types. She's looking for a little bit of a blow-up. I'll throw in the 5, pass it on a 7-year-old, though. 1 for 38. Inside trip comes back to Laurel. Likes this track a little bit better. If the speed comes back, Mancia. I mean, that barn has been hitting some big prices. Strong ROI, over $3 over the last year or so. So That might be a sneaky horse using your tries and supers
I
underneath.
like that. Yeah, to
Okay.
create some value underneath. Race number 4 is a maiden claiming $10 to $8,000 event, 6 furlongs a distance. So we do a video spotlight on the number 5, Big Daddy DR for trainer Jerry Robb. Broke well, was trying to get position, but ended up just before the turn kind of being cut off and steadied. Now, 5 furlongs was the distance that day. It's hard to get back into a race when your momentum has been taken away, as is about to happen kind of right here. You can see horses kind of coming in and comes over, has to take back. And that was kind of it.
That was it. And he's really kind of just shown a little bit of a grinding kind of a style. So giving up ground into the turn to recover and come back, he really needs some help up front. Again, he's got to get through the opening quarter of a mile clean. He's had trouble all 3 starts. This is the right move back to. We're coming to 10. This is to the bottom. A little frustrating because off of that promising debut, I think, they raised up thinking they might have had something. But I still think he holds steady around these kind of figures. He's going to be tough right back. Speed's going to be provided, no doubt, by the 3. Comes back quickly, very quick for Lacey Gaudette. But that was a sharp number. We've got an updated morning line on that horse as well. I'm going to have that horse lined at about 5 to 2. We'll show that, run a little bit of a graphic, but that speed is dangerous.
It was my price pick. As I saw the 6 months, like, ooh, I think he looks on paper to be the quickest early, and if he can carry that pace without too much early company, I think he's going to slip away in here. Kind of very unexposed type against some of these as well.
That opening at the internals were very, very quick. You're looking at the internals there, 23-1, 46-2. That was quicker than the 2 in Life boys that afternoon at Pimlico. So Forever the Boss looks to be the one to catch.
Yeah, and you throw in the number 2 underneath as well, Make the Weight clear for trainer Mikey Gorham. Look, that might be a little bit of value underneath, right? A bit more of a runner that I don't think he's going to be close to lead here. You saw him take the lead over the mile, cuts back to the sprinting distances, so going to have to pass horses, but is shown capable of doing so.
I like the draw down inside. I like the rider. Alvelo's not afraid at all to save some ground. Yeah, this horse needed to come back sprinting. 2 back, Simios Maker out of that race, came back to run a good number, a mid-50s number. That works for this field.
Yeah, we'll take a small break, but stay with us.
Shaman Ghost is there too. Frost is going to have to work for it. It's going to be a photo finish, and it's going to be won by Shaman Ghost.
Shaman Ghost out towards the middle of the track. It's Shaman Ghost, an overwhelming force.
Shaman Ghost takes the Queen's Plate.
Welcome back to Laurel Park. We're on race number 5 of 9. Race number 5 is 1 term out on the dirt, so we're not racing on the turf today. Optional claim and starter allowance, and we'll start with your top selection, Keith. That is in number 11, Nautilus for trainer Jamie Ness. First via the claim for Ness, which automatically makes him very dangerous. Comes in here after a small freshener, strong works. The only wonder I had, the reason I use him in second, not on top, does the 1 turn mile play into his hand? The final furlong over 7 furlongs, he just flattened ever so slightly. I just wonder if he really wants to have to go that extra furlong. We do know that it's an elongated stretch. He catches them out.
It is. He might have to chase a horse like Powerback, or he may just go right to the front. I mean, Uncle Jerome showed a little speed. And I think they'll be content. Charlie will be content. They'll go ahead and let those horses go to his inside if needed. Reported first time gelding. The protect move is what I like. He's running against the right kind. When he keys up against Tate, what does it take? Those horses have kind of. Tate's been fine. He's been a money burner, but his numbers have been consistently faster than these groups. What does it take? In very sharp form for Kieran. So I think it's the 11 or the 3 in here. One of these two get it done.
Yeah, I use the 3 on top just because he can stay without a shadow of a doubt going that mile and 8th at Pimlico last time out. Broke his maiden over course and distance. Here he looped the field, strongly found the wire. I just feel like in terms of a horse for course, contender now is just in my books a touch above the other horse in terms of liking this configuration. Now, of course, the 11, like you said, has kept the right company, coming for a very strong barn as well. So those are my 2 plays. I kind of interchanged them ever so slightly, then landed on the number 1, and so did you, Uncle Jerome. We know he's going to be forwardly placed for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. Really burned up his speed last time out, but was able to continue on that muddy surface, going a mile and 8th. And we know that that's not the easiest thing to do, although at Pimlico it all depends on do you get that nice strip?
Yeah.
Like, is the speed being carried by the track?
And I think he was able to just throw the knockout punch against that particular field. He won't have things as easy. I think he's going to have some company maybe turning for home. So he's going to have to run a little sharper, maybe third quarter of a mile. He's going to have to pick things up through the stretch. Also a little bit of an issue when riding that horse. Barbosa last time was fighting him a little bit. Horse kept wanting to get out, get out, get out. He did a good job, but goes into a little bit deeper waters. But certainly some room, obviously, to improve second off the claim and off of a win for Claudio. But I'm keying the 3 and the 11.
And make sure to make a note that the 13 Irishman is running as well in here. So do make sure that Irishman is running. Victor Carrasco takes the ride for trainer Hammy Smith, returning to the main track here. Race number 6 is a first level allowance, 5.5 furlongs the distance. Also started at late pick 4, and I decided to create a ticket for that. This is how I play it. 3 deep in here, 3, 5, and 7. Before moving on to race number 7, where I go 2 deep, keying around the number 10 horse in there, which is 1-2 Kid for trainer Maris Ray Jr. First fight they claim comes from a strong barn, but this Ray barn can certainly make sure he keeps his form. And then I threw in the number 7 Krug as well for trainer Dave Capuano, who seems to be very much on an upward trajectory again. Race number 8, I go 3 deep there in that first level allowance, sprinting 2, 4, and 5. I use the number 4 Way to Return on top, but you don't want to sit on Wicked Hot, nor the number 5 Long Distance Love for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. I feel like those 3 are kind of the ones I key around there. And then 2 deep in the finale, using the number 6 Gravitron, who's going to show a fair bit of speed, as well as the number 10 Miss Adeline for trainer Norman Cash, who's just very intrigued by this runner, making her first start on the main track. It's Fergal Lynch on board, who hasn't ridden much at all for trainer Norman Cash, but the Cash barn has been very, very strong as of late, really starting to turn some horses around, very good at the claiming game, so didn't want to leave that one out. $18 ticket. That starts here in race number 6, so let's dive in. We'll start with your top selection, Keith. Noble Bid for trainer Damon Lodovico. Do you have a video of her second career start where that was a pretty decent field. Moody Woman ran a career best that day. Sweet Gracie was behind Noble Bid, came back to win 2 consecutive races. And Noble Bid, you can see her on the lead there. She was joined by some other foes on her outside. Looked like she was done, but really re-broke and found another gear to hold on for second.
Yeah, it kind of looked like she was just kind of giving way, coming to the quarter pole. Horses move up to her outside, and I've got the 10th as a slightly negative inside surface. So the way she battled back against the grain of the racetrack play, I thought this was a really, really good effort. It was very professional in debut, took a measured win over Sensen in that race, comes back. There is speed to her outside. And I think if Tweetaway Robin or Avery Lynn are very fast, I think the experience is going to help Noble Bid. I think she can relax just off of them if she wants to. I kind of favor a stalk and bounce kind of a trip with the 3 today.
I think she's going to be tough, but I do go with the number 5 Tweetaway Robin. She's the more experienced runner. She loves to roll on the outside, eyeballing some runners on her inside. That's kind of her ammo. She's won before doing just that, and she's come up against tough ladies in that last allowance field, and she's going to enjoy the group that lines up in here. I think in terms of what she's seen in the past and what she's been able to do, this is a much better spot for her. So I'm going with the experience over perhaps a little bit of flash with the number 3 Noble Bid, who clearly looks very talented.
And that's an angle I always like, Naomi. I like these 6, 7, 8-time winners coming into these horses in the first level allowance race. You know, you're talking about, we're kind of projecting a little bit of talent moving forward for Noble Bid. That's what I've got to do here. I think she comes out of an okay race. Moody Woman was cycling very good form. And Avery Lynn has been tough. She's showing she can run fast early and stay around. 5.5 is the distance where she does stay around. My girl, Forest Boys, has gotten along well with this one in the past. I think that's kind of maybe going to offer a little bit better price underneath in your exactas.
Yeah, and there seems to be plenty of flow tying up as well. So my girl just possibly has to find a good trip here.
I think she will.
Forest Boys will certainly make sure that, or try to give her the best possible spot before making a move into it, because that's what my girl likes to do. Race number 7 is a mile and an eighth on the dirt here. Optional claim as starter allowance. We, of course, use the similar horses in here for Horsefield. But the number 4, OK, Game On. I use him in 3rd, but you have him in on top here. He does seem to be cycling towards a career best. Was moving inwards a little bit last time out. but kept going despite being kind of further back on a softer pace, whereas we've seen him be more forwardly placed when the pace isn't really there.
Yeah, I kind of want to see this guy put into the race. It's a shorter field, save position, save ground around the first turn. Can he bring the Penn National form to Laurel? That's the biggest concern for me. I think he does here. They went out, sought out, and got Barbosa. That's enough for me. You look back at some of the company lines. He's running against some really sharp nickel starter types. That group works for me here. I'll take a shot with OK Game On.
Yeah, I went to 1-2 Kid first fight. They claimed for trainer Mari Saray. Of course, one claiming bound to another from trainer Jamie Ness. But he's going to be able to get over and in front as he's jumping from gate number 4. And he doesn't need to improve by much, really, to win here. He's shown plenty of figures that could get his picture taken. So I guess I'm just going with quite a straightforward approach. I think he's the horse to beat in here.
Okay, right to the front.
Race number 8 is another first level allowance in here for fillies and mess. 3-year-old and up, 5.5 furlongs the distance here. Do a video spotlight on the runner that I landed on top here, away to return for trainer Damon Lodovico. We look back at her start where she got knocked off her feet twice during the break. 5 furlongs the distance is very, very tough when you get that momentum taken away from you from the get-go. So she was on the back of foot from the start. Charlie really had to ask her to get back to the field, to get into play, and she helped him by going wide and battling, but it looked like it was just too many lengths to make up as well.
Yeah, her style, she wants to be a little bit closer, but I give her a lot, though, for coming back. Showed a lot of heart, being able to circle up, close some ground late, encouraging effort. Again, I've been chasing a way to return. She's shown some really flashes of ability. She's going to put it back together today. She just has to get away from the gate. If she does, she could be the main speed in today's 8th race and take them a long, long way. Good effort here. Still striding out, reaching, and trying. Definite use here in the 8th. I mean, all the money, a lot of the money is going to come in on Wicked Hot.
Yep.
Wicked Hot comes in off of a break. Another one that showed a lot of ability going back to last spring and summer. Haven't seen her since June the 20th, but seems to be working forwardly. We've seen motion. He's good with these kind of horses. 5 for 18, 28%. 12 for 18 in the money with these 180-day or more layoff types with a positive ROI. She comes back. She's already got the state bred condition. Now she tries to knock out the open other condition. There's my breeders again. The Ridgely boys, Gary, well.
Like, she seems ultra talented. I guess it's the question, is she ready? But like you said, the Grey Motion Bud does well with these type of runners, getting them back into tip-top condition. And she's ahead of way of being unbeaten. Only on her start was the one time that she ran second. Aside from that, she's been ultra impressive at Pimlico. So I expect much more to come with her. I mean, she looks like a stakes filly to me based on what she's done so far. So let's see if she can back that up here. But you landed on the number 5, a long-distance love for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. First off the claim for Gonzalez, has shown she enjoys passing runners. Make sure that's stalking danger here. There is flow. And I'm also wondering if getting back to Laurel Park might be in favor of the Gonzalez bond, who haven't really been firing as much at Pimlico as they normally like to do.
They're due. They're going to turn it on. I mean, there's no doubt that things are going to open up for this barn. And long distance love, I think, might have been claimed just at the right time. Big effort, overcame a lot of adversity last time out, showed finish. Now we're shortening up. They went a little slower early, but was able to close into that slow pace. I like that. Things will be a little quicker today. Dangerous move here. They might have claimed a horse that was really kind of finding it. Second off of a break as well. Maybe they found something out off the layoff, but go back and watch that one again if you can watch the replay of Long Distance Love. I know Dave Robin likes this runner.
Oh, well, you might be right there in race number 8. We'll see how things pan out. The nightcap is race number 9, 1-turn mile on the main track. And Keith, you landed on the same runner as I did in here. That is the number 6, Gravitron, who is bound to be showing her customary speed. Can she separate early and fly home is the question. Now, last out wasn't a fluke because she's been rattling off similar figs, albeit on the turf and on the all-weather. So it was very encouraging to see her reproduce that kind of effort on the main track.
Should be fine on the main track. Into mischief out of a Giants Causeway.
They run on anything into
mischief. Yeah. And it looks like with a clean break, it's her race to lose. It's going to be a very short price in the nightcap.
Yeah, and you use the number 3, Love is Strong, perhaps trying to create some value there for trainer Miguel Vera. She's your deep closer, and over the distance, she's actually done very, very well. She's that typical 1-turn miler type.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit of a reach trying the turf. I'm okay with this race on the dirt. Has some figures that work. Could be the longest price in this field. I'm just going to one punch and exact to 6-3. Hope we get it.
Yeah, well, that will do it for the morning show aspect in terms of handicapping. But we do have some news to discuss with you in Lightning Round. Of course, a happy start of the summer meet. We will be running from June 2nd to August the 21st. We have 14 stakes coming up in total. $1.3 million in purses highlighted by Frank J. the Francis Memorial Dash on July the 16th, a 37-day summer meet. Of course, the next big event that we're looking forward to is the Turf Stakes Day here. Turf action returning. Of course, we've got the Stormy Blues, the Fine Stakes, the All Brandy. That will be on June 19th on Father's Day. So very excited for that as well.
If you like the turf, we're going to have the turf. We're going to have lots of it. Hope the weather cooperates. And again, they're always a challenge. These races, they bring big fields, competitive fields, and that's where the value lays. So hopefully Mother Nature will behave and be kind to us and allow us to stay on the turf. But yeah, looking at this, there's the couple stakes where we get the All Brandy and the Fine, the Maryland Reds and the Stormy Blues. So looking forward to it. We got a couple big weekends in store for this summer.
Absolutely. Now, at Pimlico on the last day of the meet, we already called it. Jevian Toledo, congratulations. He won his 9th title as a jockey, first at Pimlico Racecourse. And look, he's just been ultra consistent, hasn't he? He
has. And you know, looking, he's kind of transitioned now into the Russell barn, getting on some of those horses. So, yeah, he's his cards, everything's kind of aligned right now for having Toledo. And the key is for all of these jockeys, stay healthy. You know, this guy, he's a heady rider. He knows how to ride a horse, work out the right kind of trip. That's why he's been a stayer around here, really been consistent.
Yeah, no, congratulations to Heavy and Toledo. And in terms of the trainers' standings, there was a tie between Ricky Silliman as well as Brittany Russell. Now, for Brittany Russell, that meant that she secured herself at the top of an elite list of females, becoming the first female to win more than one meet title in Maryland, following her Laurel Spring title as well. Others included that had won one meet before on the Maryland circuit: Karen Patty, Mary Epler, Linda Rice. So what a phenomenal feat.
Yeah, and she's going to be challenging. It looks like plenty of horses in that barn. They're going to see a lot of them running right around here at Laurel Park. So now looks to be a mainstay in these trainer standings.
I see. Well, that will conclude the morning show for us. I'll be back this afternoon together with Callie to talk you through this 9-race card, and it's a gorgeous day. So we hope that you will join us and have some fun betting the ponies here and being at the racetrack as we are back at Laurel Park. So best of luck as we move on to Dave Rodman.
You got it, everybody. Good luck. Enjoy the day.